Okay, good. All right, good deal. Hey, welcome everybody to Lean on Me, movie review with the leadership innovation twist. We have myself, Mohammed Khan, Marshall Ramirez, Eric Sandos, and Brianna Barrera that'll be presenting for you today. I'll talk a little bit about the movie and some different characteristics of leadership that were presented in the movie. Next slide. All right, so Lean on Me is loosely based on the story of Joe Clark. Clark was a no-nonsense principal who was assigned to Eastside High School, a rough high school. He was assigned to improve the state test results, which were well below 40%, around 33%, with the goal of being at 75%. Overall, it's a really feel-good story about the courage of a leader to stand up to challenges that were really outside of his control. Goes into his really going in and making change, sort of a change leadership perspective within the high school. The movie was directed by John G. Avildsen, released in 1989. Eastside High School, Patterson, New Jersey, is where the movie, parts of the movie, the high school scenes uh, were filmed, according to IMDb. It's 109 minutes long, and the IMDb rating was 7.4 out of 10. All right, Lean on Me, the main character, Morgan Freeman, played by Joel Clark. He's the principal of Eastside High School, played the leadership role, responsible for leading change in the culture at the school. It was nominated for 4 Young Artist Awards in 1990. Um, the awards nominated were for Best Motion Picture Drama, Best Young Actor Supporting Role by Jermaine Huggy Hopkins, Best Young Actress Karen Molina White, uh, and Best Producer Jackie Cogan. Um, the 2 awards that they did win were the NAACP Image Awards in 1989 for Best Lead Actor Morgan Freeman and Outstanding Motion Picture. All right. Next, we'll have Eric Sandos. He'll be talking to us about the prominent leaders and their traits. Eric, first of all, what did you think about the movie? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was Joe Clark, Morgan Freeman did a great job portraying a no nonsense guy. It's always fun to watch Morgan Freeman get to yell at anybody and everybody in a movie that he's in. Um, Joe Clark is the first prominent leader that I'll begin with. He was obviously the main character of the movie. 5 leadership traits that I determined that he displayed were energy, passion, decisiveness, self confidence, tenacity. First thing he does in first scene is showing all kinds of energy, all kinds of passion, and those two qualities go hand in hand with each other. You're not going to have a bunch of passion and no energy. If you do, you're probably not actually having passion. He immediately shows decisiveness in the second scene when he goes down the hall to go see what they're meeting about and sees that he's getting cut out of the deal, and he says, "See ya, I'm out." Fully confident in everything that he's doing. He's absolutely sure that what he's doing is right, and that he needs to the way that he says things should be done. That's the way that they need to be done, and he is tenacious as tenacious gets. I mean, the following along with his energy and passion and self confidence, that's just a natural byproduct of what's going to happen when you have those three traits combined. You're gonna get after it in everything you do. Joan Levias is the second leader that I picked in this movie. She plays a smaller role than Joe, but she brings she's more of a yin to his yang. She brings more optimism, more fair-mindedness. She's more humble with her humility. She still has drive and she's still very smart, but she complements Joe's aggression and tenacity with a more pleasant smile and being able to be a more approachable version of Joe. Thomas Sams is the third character that I picked for this. He is one of the students at Eastside High. He is a freshman, and he shows perseverance, he shows back up the next day after Joe expels the number of students that he did and says that I need to get back in. I need to go back to school. He's very sociable. He has a large group of friends that he hangs out with. He's charismatic. He's always hanging around, being a good guy. He has a lot of tact to him. He's able to read the room and figure out what he needs to do to skillfully navigate his way out of a sticky situation. And he obviously was able to enlist the cooperation of his fellow classmates and in the bathroom scene where they sing the song, the school song for the first time, the changed school song. Next slide, please. Joe Clark combines two leadership styles with being very coercive and authoritative when approaching every single situation. He wants things done his way. He wants things done his way and his way only, and only by way of doing it his way. There's no other in between. There's only his way. Joan Levias, on the other hand, sees that there's good to be had in the group. She's trying to bring everybody else along for the ride, keep them all together, and bring them. She's second in charge, trying to keep everybody together to stay with Joe's coercive leadership style. She's trying to keep it all going the same way. And Thomas Sams also shows some affiliative leadership styles when he's the one in the bathroom scene that says to his group of buddies, "Hey, let's sing it. We got to do it." He's the one that initiates to say, "Hey, we need to sing the song. Let's do it." And then obviously Joe loves the song and gets to give praise to Miss Powers and everything else. But I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to Brianna. Brianna, what did you think of the movie?
I really enjoyed the movie. I had actually seen it before, so I watched it again. I watched it with my family, and he's Morgan Freeman's one of my favorite actors. He did a good job portraying the role that he was given, and it is based on a true story. So I think that he really played the part well and really told the story well, and represented the real Joe Clark very well too. So of course he's the main character, and his personality. So at first he comes off kind of violent, and he's very set in his own ways, as we've heard. And, he likes it his way and his way only. And one of the main reasons they brought him into East Side High was because he was, of course, able to be, run a tight ship. And when aggressive, and not so much aggressive as a mean way, aggressive as he knows what he wants, and he does what he needs to get the school in order. And it's not an easy job. It's not gonna, you probably cannot be too nice and get the school in order the way he did, or you'd probably get all walked over. He was able to relate to the students and talk to them, and kind of feed off their energy. And he kind of seemed angry at first because, like when you walk into a situation where the test scores are that low, like you're serious about your job. There's no jokes. And so he was probably very determined, and he switched it around. So I think that he would be a good leader to follow, because he does run a tight ship, and he's very reliable. So he's going to tell it how it is. So although, he doesn't sugarcoat, and he may offend some people, and he's not perfect, I believe his ethics are there and they're good, and he has good intentions for, like he really has a good heart. He does put the fear in the eyes of the kids and the teachers, but I mean, when you see how he switched it the 360 from when he first walked in towards the end, I mean, it's what had to be done. I don't think there was any other man for the job that would have handled it with how he would have been able to. And he's able to relate to the kids. he does his very best. And yeah, next slide.
Okay, so Marsha, and actually I'm the only one of the group that hadn't seen the movie before. I honestly think it's a shame. I feel like this was one of the movies that we should have seen when I was in high school or middle school, if not younger. It's something that I should have seen more than once. Is very motivating for sure. Coming from a low income school myself, I felt very resonated in how we are seen lower than other communities, and having a professor or a teacher that really cares as much as he did is very motivating. So I will be showing you guys the video of his first meeting with his characters, his staff. I'm sorry. So, and his characteristics in this video that we will see are dominant, demanding, and some people would say arrogant. So, just like my teammates were saying, he came in strong, and it's something that needed to be done. This school had low test scores, and the only way that he thought was going to get better was to be him, and he came very aggressive. And that's what this clip right here. So let's see a few seconds of it.
You think you can run this school? If you could, then I wouldn't be here, would I? No one talks in my meetings. No one.
Okay, so how we were discussing earlier, and my teammates said it as well. He came in very hot, very demanding, very arrogant. We saw some other teachers giving him a little faces and thinking, oh, this man is crazy. What have we done? But it's what was needed. This will set the tone for the rest of the school year. This gave the teachers the idea that his way was going to be the way that he believed was going to lead the students to get better grades. And at the end of the movie, we see that that is exactly what he did. So let's go to the next clip. So my teammates also mentioned earlier this scene, and this is when Mr. Clark was trying to talk to a student when he decided that he was going to get back in school no matter what. He was not going to take the expulsion that Mr. Clark did on him because he knew he had a future. Yes, he did drugs, and that's obviously not a good thing, but he's still young and he believed he could do better. So we're going to see a few minutes of that.
It wasn't you, huh?
No. Because I'm going to do better, sir.
How?
By doing my work
What else?
and staying out of trouble.
What have you been thinking about?
Okay, so in this video, it keeps going and how he is trying to convince this student that what he claims is wrong and how he's trying to lie to him just so he can get in back to school, just for the best, for his mom to not know. But in this video, we see a lot of other characteristics apart from what we were discussing earlier. We see him more caring. He seems more honest and more persuasive. And in this clip, we really see how he really cares about the students' education. He really cares about these students' future. And the reason, again, why he comes in hot whenever he does is because he really wants them to succeed. And any other person would have expelled him and said, no, I'm not hearing you again. But he heard him. He heard his reasonings, and he told him, hey, I'm going to allow you to go back. And just like the quote that I have written, I'm going to be on your case every minute. You mess up just once and you're out of here. Meaning you need to listen to me because I am telling you what is best for you. And if you don't, then it's just the end for you. And he's going to lose his trust. And the student obviously doesn't want that. So the last video here, it's the inspirational speech that he gave to the students an hour before they took this test. The same characteristics Mr. Clark portrayed than the earlier slides, but here we also see him more optimistic. He saw how hard these students worked. He was comforting. We'll hear some issues that those kids face in the culture that they are associated with, and he's trying to comfort them and say, hey, no matter what other people are saying, you matter and you are smart. And he's also hopeful. He's hopeful that he changed everything that was wrong at the beginning of the semester and it's going to be a lot better. So let's see a few minutes of this video. I'm gonna skip over so we can see a good part.
The rest of us. You can sit down. Are you getting my point, people? Is it beginning to sink in?
We see after his speech how the kids believe it, and that's because Mr. Clark, believed it himself, and the kids knew it because they trusted him and he led them to the right direction. So everything that my teammates and I have said about Mr. Clark and about this movie, how motivational it is and how it is the true definition of leadership, and how something that could be in the trash can live up to the expectations of people that didn't even know existed. So, and that we finish this presentation. We thank you for listening to us for these minutes, and we appreciate you for giving us the movie Lean on Me, as it was very nice to see it and have a refresher. This is a movie that we can all see every couple years and benefit from it. So thank you.
Good.